shine is what a hater might do. Took time and put in work. He showed up for grind time. They hate the young man confidence, just like they hated prime time. Sabotaged him in the draft. Depth chart put him last behind Flacco and Dillian Gabriel, and both of them is trash. It's clearly double standards, evidently not a problem with Shedeur. It's arrogance with Mansell. They called it Moxie.
Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns get some heartbreaking news when it comes to their head coaching position. And also, when you look at the head coaches that are interviewing so far for the Cleveland Browns, man, there's one coach out there. I would listen to him, how he break down they play. Oh, man, this dude him might be special. He just may be special. We getting ready to talk about it right here on Sports Talk with B. Watts. Do me a favor. You got to do me a solid. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Hype this video. Share this video. Anything that you do to support this broadcast will be truly highly appreciated. Sit back and relax, and let's get this show started. Let's go. 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 Ow, 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 ow. Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns got some heartbreaking news. John Harbaugh, the former head coach of the Baltimore Ravens, is expected to be the next head coach of the New York Giants. You got to remember, when Harbaugh was at the Baltimore Ravens as the head coach, he really wanted to draft Shedeur this past offseason, but Shedeur didn't want to go to Baltimore because they already had their starting quarterback in Lamar Jackson. And that's when Cleveland reached down and drafted Shedeur to come in to be their starting quarterback. So Shedeur got some heartbreaking news, and the Cleveland Browns fan base and some of their local media too, about their head coach search. And John Harbaugh is going to be the next head coach for the New York Giants. I ask you a question. Is this heartbreaking news to you? Simple, yes or no. Put it down in the comment section and let me read your comments. Do you think that the hiring of John Harbaugh is bad news for Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns when it comes to their head coach position? Let's listen to ESPN when they talking about this hiring of John Harbaugh to the New York Giants. ESPN.
Greeny, the New York Giants are about to hire John Harbaugh as their next head coach. The deal is not official. They're still going over some of the details, but it is going to get done, and John Harbaugh is going to be the next head coach of the New York Giants. They're looking to restore leadership. They're looking to restore order. They want an adult in the room here. They want to have this where John Harbaugh is going to be coaching as long in New York, hopefully in their minds, as he coached in Baltimore, where he served 18 years. They wasted no time. They've been recruiting him from the moment he was let go in Baltimore. He spent yesterday in the Giants training facility, meeting with owners, talking with Jackson Dart. He flew back to Baltimore last night. They're still going over the final details of the contract. Not going to be an issue. He was supposed to meet with Tennessee today. That's not happening. That meeting's off. Sorry, Tennessee guys. He's going to be the next head coach of the New York Giants.
That's ESPN's Adam Schefter giving the news about John Harbaugh will be joining the New York Giants football team. It ain't been official yet. He haven't signed all the paper, but all the arrows are pointing to that he will be the next head coach of the New York Giants. That's my take on that. But going forward, when you look at the Cleveland Browns head coaching search, there's still some good candidates out there, because my personal belief, I think John Harbaugh is a little bit overrated. He couldn't win with Lamar Jackson and that running back they had and that defense they had. He couldn't win. He couldn't win there. So I don't think that's a big loss for the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns got a good football team. They just about 3 to 5 players away, helping them giving over the hump. Because you got to remember, they got Shedeur Sanders as the quarterback. And that's a plus for the Cleveland Browns. Then they got the tight end. And they got the defense that they need to win. Only thing they need on that defense is another defensive tiger, just in case Collins don't come back healthy. And they need another defensive back to go on the opposite side of Denzel Ward. Won't hurt to get another safety like Shiloh and bring him back there too. And they need to fix their special team with a new head coach, with a new coach for the special team, and fix their offensive line. Once you fix their offensive line with some vets and maybe draft 1 or 2 of them, they predicted right now that they're going to draft an offensive line from the Miami Hurricanes, and add another vet offensive line, especially at that left tackle, then go out and get you a number 1 bona fide wide receiver. Get you one. Matter of fact, trade. I'm serious, man. Hey, I don't like trading nobody, but look here. A.J. Brown is not happy in Philadelphia. Make a trade and go there, Andrew Berry. Andrew Berry came from the Philadelphia Eagles organization. He got to kick the tires on that wide receiver, A.J. Brown, this offseason. He got to kick the tires on him. He just got 2. And see, can they bring him over to the Cleveland Browns organization to be with Shedeur? A.J. Brown as the number 1 wide receiver. Oh, man, I'll take that all day. With an off season with Shedeur, oh, yeah, I go with that, y'all. I go with that. Then, only thing left now is to find them an offensive coordinator and a quarterback coach. Offensive coordinator and a quarterback coach to go with Shedeur. Listen to this guy who's getting ready. They don't put in a request to interview this guy to be the head coach. He's a young guy. He's 30 years old, and his name is Grant. Let's listen to Grant, how he break down a offensive play. Grant.
There are a lot of different examples that show his feel. I think the first one that shows up is kind of his feel in space. Right? You see some of these teams playing zone coverage where they have defenders who have vision on the quarterback, and they have different spots to get to and different landmarks, or they're reading off of what our routes are to kind of determine what their drop's going to be. He has a feel for where those defenders are going, where they're trying to get to, and then where his route fits off of that. And that kind of takes a second and third level order of processing, not just to know, we tell you to get to this spot, but this spot is going to open up. Because we're telling you to get to a spot that looks covered. But if you have a great understanding of what the defense is doing or what the defense is trying to do, then you can run your route in a certain way to try to get to that spot on the field, or to try to dictate the coverage to play a certain way. All right, now I run a route this way and I lean out a bit, gets that defender to move out, and now I opened up my window inside. Little things like that that are really subtle show up with him when he's running routes. Then you see it in the run game too, with my understanding of angles on the block. You see a lot of plays that he's making, getting down, blocking safeties, blocking corners. I mean, he's blocking linebackers on some plays. And you really can only do that when there's a physical mismatch at time. If you have great technique, great angles, you have a great understanding of where the run is going to go, where the blocks inside are going, because how those blocks distribute will change how the safety or the linebacker is going to trigger on the run, right? Because they're keen. He knows, okay, the safety is keen, the tight end, or the safety is keen, the tackle. The tackle does this. This is the safety's response going to be. And because he's responding like that, I have to take this angle. That's a really high level, series of thought to be able to go out there and play fast and execute that type of block for just a simple run play. But to be able to process all of that so fast does require really a special feel for understanding the game of football and just a feel for space out there.
Hey, that's Grant Udinski. I don't know how to pronounce his name, y'all. But still, that's him talking about his offensive plays and talking about the offensive side of the ball. 30 years old, he's young. They say he's hot out there on the trail. Many teams are looking at him. They say he may be the next Sean McVay. That's what they're saying. He may be the next Sean McVay. Smart, know the analytics, and Man, that'll be a good pairing with Shedeur Sanders on that offensive side of the ball. They could be bringing him in. I'm not saying he might be for the head coach. They could be bringing him in just to say, hey, just in case you don't get the head coach, would you like to be the offensive coordinator? What you think of Shedeur? Can you get him right? And then that'll be another way they probably bring back their defensive coordinator and make him the head coach. I'm just saying, keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. Once again, you're watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you don't mind. Hit that notification button. It'll let you know whenever I go live or drop the video. Will you do that for me? Peace. Be back at 5 p.m. with another video. I'm working today. I'm working. Don't forget about the live show at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Greg said it and JR Boxing tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We hope to see you there. Peace.
Wizard.